I showed you guys on a previous video the new Barndo we purchased. It's sitting on 10 acres. You can see this here's a picture of the 10 acres. I'm using OnXMaps to map this out. I walk around and using my cell phone, I create waypoints at the where the surveyors put the stakes, and then I come back and put those in the computer, and it's very accurate. I think using the waypoint method, I came up with 10.04 acres, where it was exactly 10 acres on the survey. Just show you here that part of the problem was our land was right on the border. Our house was right on the land there, on the property line. Well, that whole little lot there for sale, I'll show you there. My neighbor, the 2-acre square, is my neighbor Colton, and there was some land for sale the original landowner had, and he put in a culvert right there where I'm pointing and put that land for sale, and it was about 13 acres, I believe, some 11 to 13, somewhere in there. Wanted a whole lot of money for it. So we started having people driving on that culvert right next to our property there. Oops, sorry about that. And Colton started noticing the same thing. People just coming out to look at the property right up against his property line. And he starts thinking, man, I don't want my house to be right next to where somebody else buys. And we were kind of thinking the same thing. So Colton started talking to the landowner about buying an additional 2 acres there. And about the same time he was talking about it, we started to say, well, you know what? Why don't we just buy? It's like I think he was thinking it was 3.5 acres or so, but again, I mapped it all out on OnXMaps, and it came out. I think it showed it as 2.69 acres, but when the survey was completed, it was 2.67 acres. So we're 0.02 acres off. But anyway, that's the kind of a picture of the land there that we own. So we own the one that looks like a 7, and then the one just to the right of it there, that 2.67 acres. And I'll talk about here in a minute. I'll walk you around the property when we bought it. It wasn't that we were necessarily looking to increase the amount of land we had. We were happy with the 10 acres, but we were afraid somebody was going to come in and put a road, that would have ended up right next to our bedroom window, or they would have even built a house there or put multiple houses. I mean, they could do anything they want to out here, and it just kind of made us nervous. Really ended up paying quite a bit more for the land than I thought I should have had to pay, but if I wanted it, I had to pay what the guy was wanting, because I know if somebody else would have came and bought it and I was trying to get it from them later, I would have had to pay that cost plus whatever they were trying to make on it. So I figured this is my one shot to get it for that price. It's just going to go up after that, and the cost of land has gone up significantly since we bought it in about the last 7 to 8 months. So here, I'll walk you around the land in just a minute, kind of let you see the property. This is our new property here. This is the corner of our property where it used to be. There was a big fence post right there. The guy we bought it from wanted to get that out, and I was glad to see it go. It's so grown up. I just hated this being right at the edge. And you can see here, it's right at the edge of our property. So we bought 231 feet down the road here. And see, I started kind of mowing a little bit here, trying to get it under control. I'm going to make a pass with the mower. With it high as can be, and go and take and dump into the compost, and then make another pass down with normal to get it under control. So this is all part of what we bought. See, it kind of goes, still wooded, but kind of goes in here. Some big, huge trees that are still on our property line, which I really like. We'll get rid of probably a lot of these little junkier trees and get a lot of the ground cleaned up. Get over here and see the property line on this side. There you can see right, maybe you can see it. There's a orange flag right there. You see that? That is the property line. So zoom back out. That's kind of where we got. So our property line run right along here, go all the way back for 600 feet. So we added 2.67 acres to our 10 acres. We didn't necessarily want this much land. We just didn't want somebody else to buy it. I know that may sound selfish, but we didn't want anybody to have the land right next to our house. So we're very happy to have it right now. All right, we're getting this mowed down a little bit. As you can see, we kind of just picked a line in the sand there to kind of go with the edge of the house, and then we'll just mow over a little bit and try to get this figured out. I did one pass with the push mower backing it up, and once I'm done with that, I'll go get the riding mower and do another pass and really cut it closer, try to make it look inhabited. You know, we got this extra culvert here. We don't know quite if we're going to take this culvert out. We also thought about the possibility of removing this culvert. You know, our driveway is a big circle driveway now. We got 3 culverts, but one of those will probably come out. We're thinking about taking the middle one out and moving all the gravel to make just give us a little more driveway space here. I don't know. We're still trying to think about that. I kind of want to see it as, you know, because today the culvert lines up with the kind of the edge of the house. So anyway, we're trying to figure out what to do with that, but we'll keep you updated. Thanks. And here we're on the back area of the property. You can kind of see where the property line was. We had it kind of cut back pretty good, and then we were cutting it for hay, and then on the new portion, he hadn't cut that in a while, so it had grown up a little bit. This tree, right at the edge of this tree, the tree was sold on our property line, but you can see just right beyond it was not. But now that is all in our property. Here, I'll see if I can show you one of the property line markers here. And you can remember from the way it looked, this is not very wide at this point. There's the property marker there, and I'll show you the other one up here on this corner. There you go. So like this video if you would please, give us some comments on what you think of the property and what we should do with it, and please subscribe. We got a lot more videos coming up about our barndominium, about the land and kind of what we're doing with it. We're building a greenhouse, we're going to build a little deck to grill on. We've got a lot of stuff going on, and try to shoot as much of it as I can and make some little videos. So thanks guys, you have a good day. And here we are after we've done a little bit of cleanup. We've kind of got this mowed back a bit, and kind of got it trimmed up. See, we've done some work along that fence line there. We left some of the trees, kind of regretting that. Probably should just went ahead and took them down. Left the fence up just a little bit to keep people from thinking it's an invitation to drive on our property there. But we've got the ditch cleaned up. We've got it cleaned up along the fence line, starting to look a little bit better. Still got a brush pile there we need to burn up later, but definitely making some progress.